Hello, everyone. Welcome to another market update. Here we are in July, going to break down all the stats from June for you. It's been interesting. It's been great. Jason, let's get it started, man.
Yeah, so prices. So that's kind of where we like to always start is home prices, actual sales prices. Some people will focus on list prices. We're not as interested in that. I'm interested in what did they actually sell for.
Exactly.
Right. And so we're seeing the price went up a little bit from the year before, went up about 7% to 1.2 million.
Okay.
That's down from the very peak was April 2022 is when we saw the interest rates really change. The prices then in Santa Cruz County were about 1.35.
Okay.
So we saw those come down. We saw them come down quite a bit, but we're actually starting to catch back up now. So that's good news for sellers. We'll talk about what it means for buyers as well. But for buyers, the real good news is we saw a lot more inventory come on this year than we've been seeing in previous years.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely the first 6 months, we're halfway through the year, which is crazy to believe. Yeah. And we've been busy, right? We've over 20 transactions, a lot of stuff going on. So we've kind of really have our pulse, kind of on the trigger here, know what's happening. But we are seeing opportunity for buyers out there where they didn't have it before. I mean, most recently we've gotten some people with some awesome properties well under list price, right? Where they were able to negotiate, and that was unheard of, years past. Yeah. So there's always one-offs, right? There's special properties that's not the case, and it's, frenzy. That's just our market. It's more balanced, and that's kind of the trend is right now.
Yeah, that's what we would call a balanced market, where you have some incredibly hot ones, some incredibly cold ones, right? And we would still say it's leaning toward a seller's market for the most part, where the average days on market is sitting around 30, where, it's not the 11 that we saw just a couple years ago, but still 30 days in an average market, when you go back over time, is actually pretty good. To get your home on the market, it's in some ways better for sellers in some instances where they get to actually have that home on the market a couple different weekends. And so then that way, more and more people come and see the house instead of it hits the market on Wednesday and it's in contract by Friday because they got an offer that was too good to refuse or they felt it was too good to refuse, right? So this kind of gives them a little bit more flexibility, both on the buyer and the seller side. And so we actually like to see this a little bit more. It just feels a lot more comfortable on both sides of the ball.
Definitely. And so if you're a buyer out there thinking about moving to Santa Cruz, there's opportunity here now where the kind of the frenzy of earlier when everybody wanted to move here, it was like there was just not even close to enough inventory. There was one property for every 10 buyers or 15, whatever it was. Yeah. Now it's still a little more balanced. There's still, there's a little more opportunity out there. Kind of the work from home has shifted. So people are like, hey, do I have the flexibility to live here? Do I want to commute? All those questions are being answered, and we're seeing things balance out a lot. Still moving really well, though. I mean, it's good to see numbers coming up. That's a healthy sign. We look at trends. We go back decades, and we average, almost 8% a year appreciation. Yeah. So we're kind of just following suit, and it's still a great place to be, and it's awesome.
One thing these prices tell us about the prices coming up a little bit over last year is that even though mortgage interest rates are still hovering around 7%, it looks like both the numbers and the way it actually feels is that buyers have become a lot more accustomed to it at this point.
True.
Right? When it was this sharp incline up and it kind of just felt like where's the top, when our mortgage rate's going to balance out, we've been sitting at just around 7% for over a year now, right? Whether it's slightly under like 6.85 or going up at one point, we went up to 8, but we haven't been there in a while.
Yeah, right.
So sitting around the 7%, I think a lot of people have gotten a little more comfortable with the idea. And if they can still afford the payment, they'll still make the move, right? And that's what we're seeing. So even though the interest rates have continued to be this elevated, we're still seeing prices go up because there is competition for the right property.
100%.
Super key point is for the right property.
Yeah. We just had one in Aptos that was, literally it was dialed in. Every nook and cranny was completely touched up, fixed, and couldn't find a flaw in the house. Yeah. And sure enough, holiday weekend, 4 days in the market and multiple offers and well over list price. Again, just because you can't replace that property and you start looking at the work that was put into it, it was just priced right, and the buyers ended up paying what the market bared. So anyhow, that's just one little story in there. We have a lot more of this information. If there's a special case you guys have, something you're looking for specifically, whether it's in the mountains, the beach, anywhere really in the Bay Area, but specifically right here in Santa Cruz, we're your guys. We'll break it all down for you. Look forward to hearing from you. Make it a great day.